Ego, servant leaders. Yeah, I had to say it first this time. Let's talk about how that impacts what we think to be curiosity. Being at a school like Yale, you get to be around a lot of high achievers, deep thinkers. But one of the things I understood is curiosity had an out of bounds, and that out of bounds was uncomfortability. People were curious up until the point where it got a little bit uncomfortable, where they'd have to look at elements of themselves and their part in it, quote unquote cognitive dissonance. Finding biases and looking for things, because there's one thing that I really used to experience was kids would tell me that grew up middle class, upper middle class, how I was more financially challenged, still had a lot of love, but they tell me how I should experience it, and I was like, man, you don't understand what it is to be an immigrant in lower class and all these different spaces. And it was interesting, and I used to be like, well, I wish they were curious. They would just tell me what they said they knew, but I was like, bro, you read that in a book. Like, okay, I'm telling you what I experienced. And I know some of it would be an anomaly. I definitely had benefits because of certain elements, but I want to hone in on the fact that sometimes what we think is curiosity is simply frolicking in a familiar field. We're running to an area of the field that we already know and we want to touch it. But to me, true curiosity is when it's like, oh snap, how can the person that I absolutely disagree with actually be correct in something?